Hey everybody, I'm Craig and welcome back to the channel. I have two potatoes that are red Norlands that I'm going to be harvesting today, so I thought I'd take you along on that. We finally have a break in the hot, humid conditions. It's normally been 2,000 degrees every day, and that's pretty hot for Buffalo. So Maddie is over there already checking stuff out. Diesel somewhere else. Let me grab my tripod. I'll get you set up. This is the new setup that I have. 5 ounce is what it is, fabric. So gone are the days of turning over the soil because there's so many weeds I just couldn't deal with it anymore. So I've got one of these grow bags. This was a 15-gallon grow bag that had red Norlands in it. And I got one more, you can't see it, one more over there. What's up, Maddie? Maddie just turned 8 last month. All right, let me set you guys up over here and I'll show you what we have. All right, so I have about 6 or 7 in there, just some little potatoes that we have so far. And the soil that I used was from a Home Depot bag. It's basically just got a little bit of peat moss in it from what I can tell, but most of it's wood that's just been, decomposed. So here's another, that seems to be what we're getting. So 2, 4, 6, 7, and the rest are like little tiny new potatoes. It's another one. These red Norlands have produced really well, and all of them took, I want to say, about 80 days is what I've pretty much seen. So they started drooping about 3-4 weeks ago. And there's another whole seed potato. But this is my second time doing potatoes. I did them in the ground here, and they didn't come out very well. They didn't come out well at all. But these, that's an actually not a bad potato. You can have 1 or 2 of those. We have eaten a few of these and they've been really good. Like when people say that eating a homegrown potato versus a store-bought potato, it is completely night and day. And here's what you gotta watch for. Now I just brushed that with my finger. So these potatoes, the skins have not cured. You have to be really careful because just touching them like that, you can see how that just kind of scraped it away. So after a few days, I'll put them in the shed or in the garage out of the sun, let them cure, and they'll stiffen up, harden up, and they'll be good. It's another decent one. That's a pretty good one. But the yields have been really good. These red Norlands have been producing. What I used for fertilizer was, hey Diesel, what I used is, like those potatoes? Yeah, you like everything. I used Espoma Hollytone, which is, don't quote me, maybe a 4.54 or a 4.43, whatever, organic fertilizer. And I mixed that in really well when I first started it was Good Friday when I planted all of these. And I did another good handful of fertilizer maybe a month ago. So when they were looking really green and everything was going, I gave them another good round, a healthy dose of this organic fertilizer, because it does take some time for it to break down. It doesn't just start, actively working like a liquid fertilizer would immediately. It does take some time. But that's okay, because the soil microbes will break it down, and this is basically what I'm getting out of these. And I think because I used a whole potato and I didn't remove any of the chits. If you remove the chits and have like just one sprout on a potato, it will produce larger potatoes generally. Here's a couple more. There's another one. So a lot of new potatoes, little smaller ones. Oh, there's another one. It's like Christmas. One more under the tree. I have to say I'm really liking this fabric, not having to weed. It's just been, it's been really great. All right, so that's what we have. Let me show you what we got. So this is what we're looking at. Quite a few potatoes. I mean, they're not super small, but you know, this is what I was trying to show you. But just hitting that with my hand, taking the skin off. So it's important. It's all firm. There's a lot of little potatoes in here, which we will eat. These little tiny guys. They're so good when you roast them all together. But here's our larger potatoes. So nice. Not too bad. Let me get the other one, and that'll be the last one that we do. All right, let's see here. Let me cut these off here. You can tell these died back quite a while ago, and I left them. These haven't been watered in a good 2 weeks. So let's dump these out. Let's see what we get out of this one. Oh, there's a little worm. I did put some worms from my compost pile in here. So let's see. It's the remaining part of the tuber. Oh, these are reds. Wow, that is really soft skin, so we got to be careful. A lot of worms in this one. Look at this guy. That's a good one. Yeah, I had one that one of the containers that I emptied out earlier had worms in them. I took worms, night crawlers, from the compost pile and put them in here, and I just made sure that I kept things well watered. And that one had some really big potatoes in it. So I'm wondering if the potatoes benefited from any worm castings. Yep, these potatoes are larger. That's a nice one right there. What size is that guy? I would say for anybody who's interested, these are the best way to grow potatoes is in these containers. Either a cloth or in a plastic tub like this. That's another good size. Yeah, I'm just starting to wonder now if having worms in there, if those worm castings didn't help make these grow a little better, because these potatoes are definitely larger, and these were out of the same. They were out of the same seed potato mix. I got some more in here. Hang on, I can feel them. I thought I felt some others, but maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. I think we're done. Let me show you the difference between these two. So the first batch, it's basically this soil right here. Decomposed wood. Not bad stuff. I've got some decent potatoes out of it. And that's what we got. Some decent size, but a lot of smaller ones. And then this is the next batch, much larger, and this had compost in it. My homemade compost here. So with some worms and night crawlers. So I'm thinking that compost probably added. That's a pretty good potato here. There's a number of them in here that are really nice size. So these are going to go in the house. We're going to put them, actually, I think what we're going to do, put them right here in the shed. We'll just move them over there. Keep the doors open so there's airflow and they don't get too hot. And then we will just see that they get a nice skin on them, that hardens off. And then we'll be good to put them down in the basement, let them cool. See, these are probably going next. Yeah, these are probably done. Let's do these. I think these are done. Let me bring it over here. All right, let's move this here. Let me bring that over. Oh, I'm also trying out my new microphone here. All right. My cutters here. I don't know if these are reds or not. I didn't go to the trouble of putting labels on anything because I figured I don't need to know what it is until I tip it upside down. All right, let's see if you guys are in view here. You are. These are, if anybody's interested, not a sponsor, Pro Can, number 10, and that is 10-gallon hccompanies.com. hc-companies.com. There's a phone number down there. Anyway, I bought those off of Amazon. All right, so you can see these have not been watered in some time, pretty dry. Does have a peat mix with some vermiculite. Looks like these are reds. These are reds as well. So I lied, these are reds. Boy, they had big tops on them. I wonder if we'll have some bigger potatoes. Those are some big tops. Those are nice. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Maybe those thicker stems just actually mean bigger potatoes. Because these things were pretty big. Don't quote me though, I might be wrong. Really good root structure on all of these. It's a good one. We ate these red potatoes this week for the first time. I'll tell you, the red Norlands I put them on the grill, baked them at 400, flipped them after a half hour. They are very white with the red skin, light red skin. They were fantastic, very creamy. No night and day difference between, all I know are store-bought potatoes. They are really good. And there's very prolific. That's still growing. That's awesome to see. There's the seed potato. So you can kind of see how that grew. And see how those tubers grow? All those little potatoes. Let's see what else we have here. There's one there. Oops. Yeah, they love to grow in these containers. Nice thing is they heat up. I had these in the driveway around Good Friday when I planted them. It was still cold, 40s and 50s. We had one frost, and I brought them in the garage. But other than that, the black sides will heat up, and I watered them every day. Every day I was out there with the watering can, stick my finger in, stick it out, and if I felt moisture, I didn't water. But this soil drains so well, I was in there pretty much watering every day. Not heavy, but once the greens start, you have to water every day almost, because at least I do, because these buckets drain so well. So that's all that. What's this? So all the soil will get reused. There's nothing there. Little guy there, little guy there. It's a nice potato there. Another smaller guy here. Yeah, these red Norlands Tractor Supply, fantastic. Really did just all these little, if there was more time, and the greens kept growing. I mean, you could see all these potatoes in there. There's a seed potato, and that seed potato is firm. It's got, I don't know if you can see that. The seed potato is still firm. It's not mushy. These are good, solid, fresh roots coming out, growing fresh tubers. Pretty cool stuff. Let me just take one more look around in here. I think that was everything. The other thing I did is I went to the local produce place, bought some straw, put straw on top of it. That also helps keep a lot of the moisture in. I'll show you what we wound up with. So there's the one we just did. Definitely redder, aren't they? Of course, that's because I would imagine the greens were still healthy. They didn't die back like these did. I waited on those. But those are pretty large potatoes in there. About the same yield, I'd say, out of both of those. This one, smaller yield in terms of size. A lot of these smaller new potatoes, but you know, those are good too. So what we're gonna do, once I have, let's see what we got those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. But you can see the tops on those, still good. These will probably be the soonest that we harvest, I'd imagine. Let me see what's in this one. See if we can see anything. Oh, there's Diesel. Diesel, you come to help. Yeah, I can't see anything here on top. I don't expect that there's too much in here. These are still, I'm still watering these, but you can see we're getting a little bit of blight. Won't be long. Won't be long. Maybe another week. And one of these is a russet, because I know there were a few left in the bag, and that's what I did. I used those. Here's our peppers. I got to stake these. They have some bamboo, more bamboo shoots coming. These bamboo shoots you can get at Amazon. These were 5-footers, I think. 4-footers. I think these are the 4-footers. They were pretty affordable. Worked pretty well for steak and everything. Here's my sunflower, which the birds have been at. Good for them. Good for them. All right, so that's pretty much it for today. Next job is that Ford 3400. Now that the weather is kind of, hopefully we're putting the heat behind us, I'm gonna start diving into that. I have a leak I have to take care of, and then we're gonna start painting that. And I definitely wanna get, I'm thinking maybe a couple weeks worth of work on that. I got it running. There's a couple leaks I gotta solve, and then we can start getting some paint on. So that's what we'll be doing. I'll keep you guys up to date on the garden. Got some work to do with that tractor. Thank you all for coming along on this video. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a nice weekend, and we'll see everybody next time.